Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to say it. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Team USA drawing the least amount of attendance. China and Serbia and Puerto Rico and them getting better ratings than you, getting better attendance numbers.
Stephen A. Smith just dropped a shocking truth about Team USA. Can you believe they left Caitlin Clark off the Olympic roster? The same Caitlin Clark who's been setting the WNBA on fire and drawing huge crowds? Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back, and now everyone's asking, did Team USA just make the biggest mistake of the year? And here's the real kicker. What happens next could change everything. Will this decision haunt Team USA, or is there a twist in the story we haven't seen yet? Stay tuned, because the drama is far from over.
The way she's playing now, well, wait a minute. You know she had the potential. You know, playing amongst other stars, with her marksmanship, she could have made big things happen.
After her college career, Caitlin Clark was hailed as the GOAT of TV ratings by the Wall Street Journal. They declared her impact on viewership was greater than any other modern athlete. Simply put, Caitlin is unparalleled in popularity and viewership. We're witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime athlete, both on and off the court. Her selection as the #1 overall pick shot the WNBA draft to record TV ratings. In college, Clark was lighting up scoreboards and shattering records left and right. But it's not just about the stats. It's about her electrifying play, the excitement she brings, and how she's getting everyone talking about women's basketball. You might wonder if she can make it in the pros. Well, let me tell you, Caitlin Clark isn't just making it, she's dominating. Since joining the WNBA, she's been packing arenas like nobody else, averaging over 16,000 fans per game. That's not just impressive, it's leading the league. And it gets even better.
Of that run to the finals before the Liberty fell to the Aces in 4 games. Clark connects on a 3.
Remember the WNBA All-Star Game this year? It wasn't just popular, it broke records. We're talking 3.4 million viewers, a staggering 300% increase from last year. Can you believe that? And guess who was at the heart of all this excitement? Caitlin Clark. Let's put this in perspective. Clark isn't just attracting crowds. She's drawing the kind of attention usually reserved for NBA superstars. We're talking packed arenas, skyrocketing TV ratings, and social media buzzing nonstop. Every time she hits the court, everyone's eyes are glued to her. Before this season, no WNBA game had topped 1 million viewers since 2008. But then, Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever rookie, lit up the court with 20 points, drawing 2.1 million fans across ESPN2, ESPN+, and Disney+. It became the most watched WNBA game ever on any ESPN platform. The Fever versus Sun matchup even peaked at 2.3 million viewers, smashing the previous record set back in May 2004 when Diana Taurasi played her second WNBA game. Clark's third game of the season against the New York Liberty broke records again, becoming the most viewed WNBA game on ABC ever. The average viewership was 1.71 million, with a peak of 1.96 million. The only game among the top viewership matchups not featuring Clark was the Minnesota Lynx versus New York Liberty in late May. Out of the 13 new viewership records this season, 12 have featured Caitlin Clark and her Indiana Fever team. So here's the kicker. With all this buzz, excitement, and record-breaking energy, how on earth did Team USA decide not to include Caitlin Clark on their Olympic roster? It's like owning a Ferrari and choosing to ride the bus instead. Stephen A. Smith nailed it when he said Caitlin Clark is box office. Whether you like it or not, that's the reality.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the numbers remain low. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese should have been on that team. Especially Caitlin Clark. She's box office. She's box office. It matters, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not.
In today's world, being a great player isn't just about what you do on the court. It's also about the thrill you create, the fans you attract, and the money you can bring into the sport. The Olympics are the ultimate stage for showcasing the best of the best. They're about more than just high-level competition. They're about athletes who can capture the world's attention and make a huge impact. It's not just about playing well, it's about turning heads and making waves on a global scale. Right now, no one in women's basketball is grabbing attention quite like Caitlin Clark. But let's talk about Team USA's recent international performances. You might assume they've been dominating as usual, but that's not exactly the case. They've had some nail-biting close calls and even a few shocking losses. Remember the 2019 FIBA World Cup? Team USA finished 7th. That's not just disappointing, it's a wake-up call. Now, here's where it gets really intriguing. The struggles aren't just about wins and losses, they're about how they're playing and who's watching. Take their opening game against Japan in the recent tournament. Ready for this? Only 4,500 fans showed up. Yes, you read that right. 4,500 fans for Team USA. Can you believe it? You might think that's normal for these games, but not at all. Other games in the same tournament were packed, with Spain drawing 27,000 fans and China pulling in 21,000. That's more like it, right? But Team USA, despite all their star power, couldn't even fill a high school gym. So, what's going on here? Is it just bad luck, or is there something missing from this Team USA roster? They've got talent, no doubt, but something's lacking. They need that spark. A player who not only dominates on the court, but also draws crowds and lights up social media. Do you know who could fill that gap? Caitlin Clark. She's not just a great player, she's a game changer. She's the kind of player who makes people want to tune in and gets fans excited about women's basketball like we haven't seen in years. Think about it. The Olympics are the biggest stage in sports, where legends are made and the whole world is watching. Team USA had a golden opportunity to showcase one of the most thrilling young players in the game, but they passed on it. It's like having a secret weapon and choosing not to use it.
And now Team USA is on the docket, drawing the lowest attendance of anybody in the Olympics. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't say it. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Stephen A. Smith hit the nail on the head when he said Team USA's low attendance, especially compared to other teams, is downright embarrassing. It reflects poorly on the selection committee for not including marketable stars like Caitlin Clark. He's not just talking about filling seats, he's talking about missed chances. Imagine Caitlin Clark on that Olympic court. Picture her making jaw-dropping long-range shots, threading impossible passes, and getting the crowd on their feet. That's the kind of excitement Team USA is missing. That's the kind of player who could turn those empty seats into a packed house. Now let's dive into the real issue here, marketing. Stephen A. Smith nailed it when he said marketing is crucial in everything. Promotion is key, and you can't ignore that. He's not just talking for the sake of talking, he's highlighting a massive missed chance for Team USA. Think about it. The Olympics aren't just about winning medals. They're about showcasing the best athletes in the world and getting people fired up about sports. And right now, no one in women's basketball is generating more buzz than Caitlin Clark. Remember those attendance numbers we talked about? With Clark leading the Indiana Fever, they're averaging over 16,000 fans per game. That's 4,000 more than the next closest team. Just imagine the kind of excitement she could bring to Team USA. But it's not just about packing the stands. It's about building a global brand. The NBA figured this out years ago. They didn't just send their best players to the Olympics, they sent their most marketable stars. So why not Caitlin Clark? Remember the Dream Team? It wasn't just about winning gold, it was about spreading basketball fever globally. Now, Team USA has the chance to do the same with women's basketball. They could have showcased Caitlin Clark on the biggest stage in sports. Just imagine the highlight reels, the social media buzz, the new fans flocking in to see what all the hype is about. That kind of exposure is priceless. But instead, they're missing out. They're missing out on merchandise sales, increased viewership, and sponsorship opportunities. They're blowing the chance to turn casual viewers into die-hard fans. In today's world, where attention is everything, this is a costly mistake. You might be thinking, but isn't it all about having the best players? Sure, skill matters. But in international competition, star power is crucial too. It's about fielding a team that can win not just on the court, but also in the hearts and minds of fans around the world. Stephen A. Smith isn't just focused on the next game or tournament. He's thinking about the future of women's basketball, how to grow the sport, attract more fans, and turn it into a global sensation. That's where Caitlin Clark comes in. She's not just an amazing player, she's a marketing powerhouse, a three-point shooting machine who can make people fall in love with the game. Yet, Team USA left her on the bench. So why did Team USA leave Caitlin Clark off the roster? Let's dig into it. Some say it's about experience. Clark is still young, and international play is a whole different challenge. Others argue it's about team chemistry. Maybe they think she doesn't fit their system. But are those reasons really enough to overlook a player who's changing the game? Now, let's dive into Caitlin Clark's playing style. Have you seen her on the court? She's not just a scorer. She's a playmaker with incredible passing skills and the ability to sink shots from anywhere. Imagine that kind of creativity on the international stage, where every possession is crucial. Clark could be the game-changing spark Team USA's offense needs. But it's not just about what Clark can do on the court. It's about what she represents. She's the future of women's basketball. Leaving her off the team isn't just missing out on her talent now. It's a missed opportunity to shape the future. Coach Dawn Staley even hinted that Clark's chances would have been better if the selection had happened later. That's a clear sign that something needs to change. So, what's the fix here? Maybe it's time for Team USA to shake things up. What if they started looking beyond just experience and started considering star power, marketability, and the ability to grow the game? It's not about ditching the old system, it's about adapting to the changing landscape. Experts are speaking up, and they're not holding back. They're saying Caitlin Clark's presence could be a game changer for Team USA. It's not just about winning games, it's about winning fans. Clark has an amazing knack for getting people excited about women's basketball. Isn't that exactly what you want for an Olympic team? Think about it. The Olympics are a global stage. It's a chance to showcase the best of the best. And right now, Caitlin Clark is one of the brightest stars in basketball. Not having her on the team feels like leaving your star player on the bench during a championship game. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about one player or one tournament. It's about the future of Team USA and women's basketball as a whole. How do we ensure we're not just fielding a good team, but an unforgettable one? How do we make sure Team USA isn't just winning games, but also winning hearts? Imagine Team USA with Caitlin Clark leading the charge. Picture the highlight reels, the social media buzz, the new fans tuning in from around the world. That's the kind of impact a player like Clark can have. It's not just about what happens on the court, it's about growing the game globally. So, here's the million-dollar question. How does Team USA balance tradition with innovation? How do they honor the system that's brought them success while embracing the new wave of talent that's changing the game? It's a tricky balance, but it's one they need to figure out if they want to stay on top. What do you think? Should Team USA make a change and embrace fresh talent like Caitlin Clark? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on the future of women's basketball.